Good morning, Lauren. You've got to tell me about Kevin Warsh.
If confirmed by the Senate, he replaces Jay Powell in May. It's ironic because Warsh was passed over as Fed chair during Trump's first term. He stayed in close contact. The president says this: "I have known Kevin for a long period of time and have no doubt that he will go down as one of the great Fed chairmen." Warsh is 55. He was Fed governor from 2006 to 2011, partner at an elite private investment firm, comes from a family of Republican donors, and like Powell, he is not a PhD economist. But Wall Street sees him as an inflation hawk and therefore less likely to cut interest rates. That's why bond yields are up. This is what Senator Elizabeth Warren says. I guess you can say she'll be voting no. She says, in part, former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh, who cared more about helping Wall Street after the '08 crash than millions of unemployed Americans, has apparently passed the loyalty test. This nomination is the latest step in Trump's attempt to seize control of the Fed. Of the 7 governors on the Fed, Trump has appointed 4.
I got that wrong. I thought you wanted lower interest rates.
He might have shifted his tune. He has been in close contact with the President of the United States, but Wall Street saw him as a hawk.
Okay.
And we still do.
Okay.
I think you
And you still do.
Can you explain to me, therefore, how it is that gold and silver plummeted when the news of Warsh's appointment came out?
Because he's more of a hawk, right? He's more about raising rates instead of cutting rates and making the dollar stronger, not weaker.
That's the situation?
Right.
That's a huge sell-off in gold.
Right, well, listen, it is a huge sell-off in gold, but look what gold has done. It is parabolic. If you look at the chart, it goes straight up. And so, therefore, this does not surprise me that it's pulling back. In fact, I would suspect it's going to pull back more, along with all the other precious metals.
There's a lot of people going to get margin calls this morning.
And what's that going to do? It's then going to force more selling.
Let's turn to Apple. They turned in a stellar performance yesterday after the closing bell. Huge revenue gains, solid iPhone sales. Did it disappoint? The stock's not doing much. Did it disappoint on AI? This is for you.
No, I don't. Well, listen, it disappointed maybe on a little bit of AI because they're in the middle of that reconstruction phase of their AI. So they're using their own Gemini, plus they're using Google. They're using their own AI plus Google to create this new Siri product, which I think is going to be very good. So listen, you can see Apple's up right now, so the market actually likes what they heard, and they understand where Apple is in that AI race, and so they're not that concerned about it. I think Apple's a buy.
You think it's a buy?
Yep.
That's certainly a very restrained rally after a report like that.
Well, it is a restrained rally, but look what's happening. The broader market is under pressure. Tech is under pressure. And so the fact that it's even up at the moment is a positive sign.
Okay. Stay there, please, for the hour, if you would. We're getting an early look at the midterms. New Fox polls show the Republicans have the leg up on some hot-button issues. Tell me more about what they show.
9 months to go, and these new Fox News polls show that Republicans are seen as better able to handle border security. Look, they're up 15 points there. National security, they're up 12, and also immigration. Democrats lead overwhelmingly on transgender issues, where they're up 22. Healthcare up 21. But this is the big one. Affordability. Democrats are up 14 points. This is as 4 in 10 voters say the economy should be the president's #1 priority. We have to see if the Republican Party, now takes a hit in the midterms because of that.
All right. You're going to say something.
But there's still time, right?
Yeah,
We've got
9
about
months,
7 months,
which is an
8
eternity.
months, right, to give them a chance to get their message out.